Hi, I'm Jessica Mashburn with OK Lady Canine Training, and today I want to show you how to introduce your dog to the e-collar. But before I do that, I want to kind of give you some tips and some really good ideas that you need to have in your pocket before you just throw the e-collar on your dog and start using it. The first thing is it's great for your dog to have a basic understanding of what each command means. You want them to pretty consistently be following through with the commands when you give it to them. Sit, down, place, heel, all of those. And that's going to help with their understanding once they have the e-collar on. Secondly, you need to find the working level of your e-collar. So what that means is you need to turn your e-collar all the way down to 0 and start working up in small increments until you see your dog respond or you see its neck twitch when you give it stimulation with the remote. So I would start at maybe 2. And you would watch for just like a tightening. The neck will kind of lift and go down, lift and go down. So it's kind of a twitch in their neck. Or you would look for your dog to kind of turn its head and try to look at what just got it. So then that's how you find the working level. You want the very lowest that your dog can feel. And this is not punishment level, this is working level. So this is what they're going to listen to. Thirdly, you need to be sure that you're not just throwing the e-collar on your dog and expect your dog to hear it and understand what it means. So the e-collar sensation is completely different from any other sensation your dog has felt, especially if you have only been training your dog by luring them into position. So say you have been training them since they were a puppy and you used treats and you held the treat up to make them sit or you held it down low to make them lie down. Your dog hasn't had a collar or a prong collar on its neck. So putting a collar on its neck and that sensation is going to be something that's very new. If your dog has been, if you have guided your dog into position using a collar before, that's great. It's still a completely different sensation. So when you introduce the e-collar to your dog, you need to have not only the e-collar on your dog, but another collar on your dog. I use the prong collar because that's what I start out with when I'm teaching dogs their commands. So, and here's the reason why you need another collar, and the reason why you would need another collar when you're introducing the e-collar. So it's a new sensation, which in and of itself is a distraction. When you give the dog the command and you push the button, give it that stimulation, your dog's brain is going to go, whoa, what is that? It's not going to say, oh, I need to sit. Oh, I need to lie down. It's going to be like, holy cow, what is that? So you need to have another collar with a leash attached to it to guide it into position and help it understand what you're trying to tell it with the e-collar. So say you're working on sit first. You would say sit, give the pressure on the e-collar, and at the same time lift with the leash. So before I go into that, let me explain the whole idea of using the e-collar when you're introducing it. It is a lot like when you're using the prong collar. It's this whole pressure on, pressure off idea. So what you're going to do at the working level is you're going to give your dog the command. At the exact same time that you give the command, you're going to hold down the stimulation on your button, and you're going to hold it until your dog completes the command, and then you'll let go. You'll release that pressure. So it would be sit, wait for your dog, once its butt hits the floor, release. Okay? Now when you have the prong collar and you're guiding it this very first time that you say sit, you're going to say sit, and then with your other hand you're going to lift up the leash and guide it into a sit. What you're not doing when you're guiding it into sit is you are not demanding, you're not being rough. You can't expect your dog to know what you're saying. You can't expect your dog, you can't say, oh, you know what sit means, you need to sit, and then be harsh with your dog. This is like starting over. So you need to whisper with the leash. Sit, raise your leash up as a whisper until they sit, and then release all the pressure. The leash, the prong collar, or I'm sorry, the e-collar, release all the pressure as soon as they sit, and reward them. Tell, mark it with good, mark it with yes. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example with Kaiba. So let me get him all geared up real quick. Okay, so I have Kaiba geared up. Sit. So this will be an example. I'll just kind of do this when, as I'm holding the stimulation down for you to see. We're just going to go ahead and do it with down because I have already worked with him. This is just going to give you an idea of what we can expect from him. So, Kaiba, down. He's not listening, so I'm giving him guidance with the prong collar. Whispering. He completed and I let go. Okay. So let's try this again. Kaiba break. Good boy. Sit. And that's it. Down. Holding. Down. Release. Okay. Good boy. Kaiba break. And we'll do it with place. Kaiba place. Place. Yes. Good boy. Okay. Once again. Held it until he reached place, and then released when he got there. So that's all it is. It's as simple as that. Kaiba break. Break. Good boy. Break. Come on. Good. Kaiba, down. Down. He's not all the way down yet, so I'm still holding. And release. Good. Yes. No. Good. Sit. Kaiba, sit. Come on. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Okay. So there's an idea of how to introduce your dog to the e-collar. Really pretty simple. I'm Jessica Nashburn, the lady in OK Lady Canine Training.